Welcome back. So we are going to continue our journey in learning the Ads Manager. And in this lecture specifically, we are going to learn how to view the charts of campaigns, of ad sets, and of ad designs. And viewing charts is important because when we can get a visual representation of the data we're getting, that also means that we can have more control over our data and a better understanding. And when you're continuously paying for something, like when we're advertising, the more control we can have and get, the better. Let's dive in. All right, so when we're getting information normally, we are getting it very viscerally, right? We're just getting tables here, meaning information and numbers. It's just numbers. So yours is going to be empty, but once you start getting a little bit of more information, you're going to say, okay, we have this many results, this much reach, this much impression on this campaign. We can go and check out the ad set, etc. But it can be very beneficial to understand them visually, to have a more easy understanding and a bigger overview to gather the data, because our understanding of the data is going to be key in optimizing our ads, right? So in order to do that, to get a chart of anything, all you need to do is hover your mouse over. It can be an ad set or an ad design as well. And then you click on View Charts, like this. So when we do this, we're going to get into this level and we're going to get a bit of information. Now, the first thing we're going to start from the left this time is that we can see that there is a hierarchy of things going on. So first off, we are looking at the campaign. And this entire campaign contains the different ad sets. As you can see on the second level, you can judge the level by seeing how far they are to the right. They are like columns in this way. So first of all, we have the campaign, and here we have an ad set that says India between the age 18 to 34, landing page impression. And down below here we have the ad set. Now down below there, we have another ad set that says India 18 to 34, CPC, which is cost per click, and then we also wrote link click, which is a little bit fine. And then 18 to 34, men, right, or males. So, and down below here, we have all of the ad designs that goes with this ad set. And of course, this ad design goes with this ad set. So we have a hierarchy of understanding here, because that means that I can click on any ad set and I can get the charts of those as well. That means I can click on any ad design and I can get the charts of those as well. Now, before we get into the actual chart, it's important to understand that this chart is going to be represented by the timetables, the time presets that you decide to use here, all right? So now we're using lifetime because we're looking at an old Facebook ads account here, all right? So if we're going down and starting off, we have performance, demographic, placement, and delivery. We're just gonna start off at performance. This is what we came for. This is the visual representation. But as you can see, because we have such a wide timetable right now, between 2018 all the way going to 2021, well, that means that we probably want to narrow it down. So if I look here, we can see the 2018 between the 24th of March and the 28th of March is where all of the good stuff happened. We only ran this for 4 days. So what we want to do is go to the timetable here. We want to go to March, right? I'm going to do that. I'm going to go to March. And then I'm going to click on the 24th. There we go. And then I'm going to click on the 28th. So I'm just going to limit it to these and then click on Update. So now we're actually getting a proper representation of a proper chart of this ad campaign. And this is where it gets interesting, because as you can see here, when we released it, we can see how many link clicks did we get on the first day, on the 24th. Well, we got 7 link clicks. But interestingly, as we can see down below here as well, the cost per result was $0.99. You can see that up here. You see one result here, you see another here, and then the result right here. So whenever I hover over, you can see those change. Here's where things get interesting. As you move to the right, you can see that we're getting more clicks, but we're also paying less. Go further to the right the next day, we're getting even more clicks and we're paying even less. Go to the next day and we're getting even more clicks and we're paying less. So this is the reason why the 3-day rule applies, because this is the pixel learning. First off, the pixel is kind of clumsy. It's just, trying things out. Not going that well. But just by the first day, things are getting better. By the second day, things are getting much better. And by the third day, you're starting to get a sense of kind of how your ad is going to be like. So we have gone down 1/3 of the cost. Look here, starting off where we started $0.99, and down below here, we're paying $0.36. 36 cents rather than 99 cents per click. That's a huge difference. We're getting 27 clicks here in a day, and here we are just getting 7 clicks. And remember, this is all with the same budget. So we want to keep the learning going, right, with the pixel at least 3 days, unless the strategies say differently, which we're going to go through later. All right, so now we're just looking at link clicks. We could also look at the people reach. So what is happening here? We're starting off clumsy, it continued a little bit clumsy as well, and then things kind of just shot up. So we can also see, how many people we reach. We can see the frequency, meaning how many times an ad was shown to the same person, and that increased as well. Nothing weird. And then we can see the amount spent. And remember, you set a daily budget just like we did as well, but that doesn't mean that it's going to be spending the same every day. So here we can see the amount spent, right? Looking here, we can see the total, which is on the top chart, and below we can see the total amount for that day, right? So here we can see the total is 1181. Down below we can see we only spent 486 that day, right? And we can to the right see the average daily amount spent. We were getting kind of an average. So as you can see, as we go through this, the average kind of stays the same, but you can see that the amount spent actually varies, and you can see that the amount spent in total, of course, increases because, you know, we have it ongoing. But this is a really interesting stats because it shows what is our average, how much are we spending a day, and when are we spending the most, right? Because Facebook is going to spend the most when they think that you have the biggest chance. So that means, okay, 27th of March, which day was that? Are we spending more on certain days than others? Is that a good thing? Are we getting better results on certain days than others? This kind of extracting of the information is going to be key to become a successful advertiser. And then going down to the left here, we have custom, which just means that we can change, you know, the different columns and look for what we want to look for. So if we want to look for link clicks, we can do that. If we want to look for reach, we can do that. Frequency, cost per results, of course, we can just track that, and we can also change this green one. Maybe we want to see the, let's say, reach, for example. So is there a connection? Well, we can see that when our cost per result goes down, our reach is generally going up. So that is some pretty interesting data. So you can gather a lot of data this way just by understanding what you are looking for and then setting those columns and then writing down and reading that data. And from the data, optimizing, right? So the first thing to learn from here is that generally an ad needs 3 days in order to see if it's going to be effective or not. And the more data overall you gather at your pixel, because your pixel is a friend that's going to grow very old, well, then the faster this process is going to go over time. All right. Going up, we have demographics as well. We get a visual representation of that. Looks a little different, but these are charts. They are visual representations. We can see the placements as well. Now, in this case, we were only using Facebook. So if we were using Audience Network, which I don't recommend, or Instagram or Messenger, we would see that. We can also see mobile and desktop. We could compare and look at maybe desktop only, mobile only, etc. And then we have delivery, but we're not going to have any information on delivery because you're going to need to aim for reach and frequency ad sets to get this information. It's not going to be that important anyhow. So this is how you look at the different information. Now, if I want the same information for an ad set, I'm just going to go down and click on that ad set, and I can read this specific ad set, and I can go through everything we just went through using the different timetables that I want to look at it through. I can do the same with the ad design. Exact same thing, just click on it and see where it leaves us, right? And also going down, we can see the preview. Oh, it's this ad set, right? Or let's use another ad set. We can look at this one. Well, how did it go? 6 click for 230. Okay, interesting. What about this one? How did this one go? Oh, we didn't get any link clicks. Well, we didn't spend anything, so I guess this didn't go for too long. Here we got 10 clicks for 433. You can see, oh, this one looked like this. Now, if you look to the left, we can see that our mistake here is that we didn't name these properly. So the joke is on us, right? That is our poor organization. So this again shows why it's important to give them proper names, because then you don't have to go down and look at the preview. You'll instantly know which one is which. You can gather the information from there. So this is how you look and view the information on different campaigns, on different ad sets, and on different ad designs as charts. So rather than just getting number tables, here you can get a visual representation. And when you're done with this, all you need to do is go up here and click on expand and collapse side panel, just like that, and you're going to be right back where you started. And we can go back to campaigns. Now, if things look differently, remember that's because we have one selected. If I remove this one, then everything is going to go back to normal, right? Every time we select them, then we filter them. So that is how you view charts. Now, follow along to the next lecture, and we're going to master the next function in the Ads Manager. See you in the next lecture.